The challenge of this experiment was to test the effects of a lack of oxygen on the human memory. We have recruited 7 subjects to test this concept by depriving themselves of oxygen and then performing a simple memorization task.
Homeostasis is defined as the maintenance of a stable, constant internal environment. Our experiment relates to homeostasis because oxygen is a huge factor in our body's function. If it's cut off, it will cause some sort of internal reaction to maintain stability. Because the body will be stressed from the lack of oxygen, the brain will have a different function when asked to memorize the colors, in addition to trying to regulate the flow of oxygen.
Because of the lack of oxygen, we hypothesized that the subjects will get a color or 2 out of order or have a harder time memorizing the correct sequence of colors overall.
First, for the control experiment, we showed the subject 7 colored cards in a particular pattern. They had access to the cards for 10 seconds to memorize the order. After the allowed amount of time, the subjects had to relay the order of the cards back to us. For the manipulated experiment, we had subjects swim a distance of 25 yards, then submerge themselves in the water for 20 seconds.
At the end of the 20 seconds, we gave them another 10 seconds to memorize a new pattern of colored cards. Immediately at the end of those 10 seconds, they had to relay the new order to us. This experiment uses memorization to depict the effect of lack of oxygen and determines the winner of the battle between oxygen and memory.
After each person completed the Oxyge Ne trials, the data showed that all but one, Jose, of the subjects had a decrease in the amount of colors they listed accurately. Soren started out with 4 correct colors and ended with 2. Jose started out with 5 and ended with 6, but only because he said the second set in Spanish. Sage started out with 5 correct colors and ended with 1. Abby started out with a grand total of 7 correct colors and ended with 3. Julia also started out with 7 correct colors and ended with 4. Luna started out with 4 correct colors and ended with 5. Mr. Gusky started out with 7 colors correct and ended 7.
6.
Just to clarify, Mr. Gusky started out with 7 colors correct and ended with 6 colors correct.
Overall, we found out that our hypothesis was correct. The reason that lack of oxygen hinders the brain's functioning is because when the brain's oxygen supply is restricted, it adopts a condition that is called cerebral hypoxia. Our experiment gave the subjects only a taste of the condition, for it's usually a more long term. Cerebral hypoxia is traditionally caused by stroke, carbon monoxide poisoning, heart dysfunction, drowning, and injuries sustained at birth. According to the Healthline Reference Library, memory loss is one of the more noticeable symptoms of cerebral hypoxia. Although our subjects didn't fully contract the condition, they did experience it for a short time. We assume it was the 10 to 20 seconds after they were underwater.
The flower said, I wish I was a tree. The tree said, I wish I could be a different kind of tree. The cat wished that it was a bee. The turtle wished that it could fly really high into the sky, over rooftops and then dive deep into the sea. And in the sea there is a fish that has a secret wish, a wish to be a big cactus with a pink flower on it.